Hey guys, it's Jason here with A&E Creative, here for another tutorial. In this tutorial, I kind of wanted to take a step back and still looking at fonts. I promise I'll definitely be releasing other tutorials, other than just dealing with fonts here pretty soon. But I just feel like uh, text is such a big part of a website, and I think having uh, great visual text on a website can go a long way in drawing uh, your audience in. And so I know in my second video, I really focus more on targeting your site title. And I think I did an injustice in that I should have probably covered how to change generic text on your website first, and then moved on to targeting specific objects, text objects on your website. And so with this video, I just kind of want to go a brief overview on how to target specific type of text on your website. And so what I mean by that is, let me pull up the website so you guys can see. I've tried to outline it to make it easy for you guys to understand. And so in my second video, I mentioned that, that there were P tags, H1 tags, H2, H3. And so those are noted here. And I've tried my best to try to annotate how they are displayed currently just by default through Squarespace and how Squarespace handles them. And so your P tag is essentially all the normal text on your website. Your H1s are the headings, basically, more or less important titles or things that you want really highlighted, and then it just goes down from there. A subtitle maybe, and H3 has a little bit less emphasis, and then the A, that's going to be for what's referred to as an anchor tag or a link tag. So anything that has a link to it, the A is what you're going to use to target that specific text. So, and then also if you use block quotes, the block quote is what we're going to use to target that. And so again, just a quick demonstration. It'll be the same process, kind of like we did with the header site title here, which you can see is still under that Picasso text. But again, if we wanted to target specifically the P tag, we would just do, again, P, open up the brackets, and then from there, same thing, font, family, enter in as it's written, the name of the font, and you'll see that this is changed here, and it's now changed to the Picasso font. Now it also changed in the A tag, and that's okay because again, the text here is written in normal font, so it's going to target that also. Again, something to also consider, and something I'll be covering in a later video. When you make the change to a P tag, it's gonna take place throughout the entire site. And so in a future video, I hope to walk you guys through how to target page specific fonts or even page specific styles, so that it doesn't take place across the entire site. But again, moving on, so the same thing, now this is you can do the same thing with H1. So again, it's H1 is what you're going to target as, and then again, same thing, font, family, name exactly of the font that you're using, and you'll see that it changed that here. Now, one thing you could do is, again, you can continue to do this for every single one if you truly wanted to. And again, font, family, also, and you can see that that's changed here as well. But you can start to see, if you tend to do this, it's gonna start to get pretty lengthy, and then obviously when you add additional stylings in here, it's gonna tend to go. So one thing that you could actually do as well is, let's say for your H1s, if you wanted them to be the same type of text, you could do that and target your header or your heading text by just adding a comma and then typing in the following one, and you'll see here that it changed it as well. And so you can target multiple text as well, and you can see it changed it there. And so that if you have, so again, if you want to group text and how it's styled, you can do that by separating the text that you're calling at the by a comma. And so it's just, like I said, a little way to just shorten your styling so that it doesn't take up a lot of space. As far as the anchor text, I want to show you what that looks like. So again, I'm going to remove this so that you can, so it can be reverted back to normal. So again, if you want to target even linked texts or linked or anchored text, you're going to annotate that with an A. So font. And so you'll see now the text is still normal, but the anchored or the linked part of it, now that's the part that's changed. And so let me do this for you guys so you guys can see what it would look like. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add I have another text that I have here. So, or another font rather, I'm sorry, that I have there. So I'm going to use that one. So let me delete that. And again, if you're not sure how to add a custom font, feel free to check out the other videos and they'll kind of walk you through how to do that. And so we'll do that, and then we're going to go to type. And then we're going to get the name of that. So again, right here, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the other text, and the reason I did this is just so you guys can see, that it's changed here, and you can see that it's even changed again for the normal text here, and the anchored text remains the same as Picasso. And again, we don't need to have it like this. If I really wanted to, again, if I remove this, you'll see that it's going to change to the grocery rounded. But if I really wanted to, I could just add a comma here, enter the A, and it's going to change it back. Okay, and so again, another one, lastly, that you want to call would just be the block quote. And you'll see that it changed there. And actually, let's just, so you guys can see, I'll just change the block quote to and you can add a space there if you want. It's not going to affect it. It'll still work the same way if you space after the comma. But you'll see that it's changed there. And so I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. Don't forget to subscribe down below and leave any comments as well. And if you guys like to see any future videos or any additional tutorials that you guys like to see to kind of walk you through, feel free to leave comments below, and I'll try my best to get those to you.